today this is a different sort of video that we're doing here on 20-sided night. We're going to be doing these long-form podcasts. If you guys like them, we'll keep doing them, and if you don't like them, we'll wait a month and then we'll delete them in disappointments.
And see you in hell.
Yeah, we'll also see you in hell, I guess. We're just going to go over a few things here for that. First, a little bit about our channel. If this is your first time listening in. You can find us on youtube.com/20sidednight or our Twitter handle of 20sidednight, Facebook that I'm sure we check all the time, right?
Yeah.
I haven't ever checked the Facebook. But you can comment there. We'll get back to also.
Listen, it's very
also Twitter.
It's a very lively Facebook page. I swear that we'll check it every.
I post tasteful nudes every Tuesday.
I mean, my mom is on Facebook. That's about as I.
Yeah,
but my mom is a big fan of 20-sided night.
Yeah, and his mom's pretty cool.
Evan's mom is a huge fan of 20-sided night.
My mom's not, but that's for other reasons. So. Yeah, so just go into that so we can catch us out. We do still videos about Starfinder, Dungeons and Dragons. Soon, I think probably by now, a few conspiracy videos should be up. But
we would go over core rules. We have Evan's Enchanted Emporium,
and
we go over items, which are very entertaining.
And of course, the monthly giveaways for you.
And openings.
Openings.
Yeah, the unboxing.
Oh, unboxing.
Remember, kids?
I thought you were hiring.
The boxes that we buy from Hasters.
Oh yeah, Hasters Games and State, of course. But so let's just talk. So Nathaniel, you play Lizard Murderface in my Starfinder game that I run. Tell me a little bit about Lizard Murderface if you want, or just about like how long you've been playing or whatnot.
Yeah. So I mean, Lizard Murderface is a best soldier in our game. If you've watched our other videos, you'll know that. So I'm a player in the other game. I've been playing D&D, and this is my first Starfinder game that I've played. I played D&D for a couple years now. Played in a couple campaigns,
and most of them have been mine.
Yes, and Lance's, Evans, and
dump trucks.
Yeah, dump trucks and Chris's.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Yeah,
you cheating on me, boy?
No,
it was Chris. How dare you?
Our other player, he plays.
Dylan.
No. He plays triple decker holodeck.
Oh, dump truck is.
Yeah. No, that's Chris.
That's dump truck. We call him.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah. How dare you? I'm telling you, we got
so. I've been playing D&D for a while. I like D&D. It's fun. So far, I'm having fun with Starfinder.
Just about that. Therefore, that you started in on the gameplay if you're ever checking out there for that. He's been playing on the.
What has everyone's checked out?
Yeah. What's the matter?
What are you doing?
Yeah, come on. Anyway, you've been with us since I think since our Money Troubles playlist. Yeah, that's the name of the
saga.
Season. Yeah,
and I didn't kill someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't start off by team killing at
all.
Didn't
kill someone. We don't have their skull on our belts. I don't know, but who's this over here?
Who are you, bastard?
I'm Evan. In the Starfinder game, I play Baylor Corva. He's a goodly priest and the healer of the group, so if he dies, you die.
You're actually having a goodly priest. It's so weird. It's like a holy character that actually is goodly instead of I'm secretly a necromancer.
Yeah, or I'm just a living god, Susan. No, but yeah, so I've been playing D&D since, honestly, I was 12 when I was watching that Dexter's live episode where he was playing D&D, and I was watching that episode with my dad, and he was laughing, like, way hard, and I was like, Dad, why are you laughing so hard? And he's like, I had a DM like this. I'm like, Papa, what's that? And he's like, son, I have such things to show you. And then when we got home, he showed me all his books from the 70s.
So I actually first wanted to play D&D after watching the Community D&D episode.
Oh, that was a good episode.
That's when I first wanted to play D&D because that episode was goddamn hilarious.
Yeah,
I was like, this looks fun as hell.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I don't want to interrupt you. What do you mean? Let me finish.
Listen, guys, I gotta edit fucking up my audio levels right now.
We're not gonna edit it too much, but okay. Okay, Evan, go back.
Yeah. No, but yeah, since I've been playing first edition, and then I played 3.5, and then 5th, and then now Starfinder. But yeah, that's
You guys caught me with my pants. I'm just writing some notes here, but I'll make that in there. You guys can wait. So yeah, I've been DMing. I've been playing for about 15 years now, and I've been DMing for about maybe the last, I want to say 10. I'm not good at it, but it's something I've been doing. Let's see, I've mostly been DMing 5th edition and 3.5. I've been RDM, I think, for Starfinder since it came out, since it's been out, except for that two-shot group that fell apart because we had one of the best list of all player types. Tumblr Monster.
Oh yeah.
You know
I am Russian.
About. You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That.
But but other than that, it's been a GM or DM in Starfinder for our group for the entire time. Just a little bit outside of what I normally play on the tabletop role playing games. I don't play a lot of video games. I mostly paint a lot of miniatures for D&D or Starfinder that I'm going to be showcasing in the next little while here. A lot of dwarves coming up that we're going to talk about later with getting miniatures for Starfinder. We're looking forward to a few of the newer games that are coming out that are sort of moving into the sci-fi theme, like Starfield or Cyberpunk or some of the new Civilization game that came out not so long ago for that. That really covers it for me, Lance, the ugly face of 20-sided night.
All right, well then let's get into the meat and potatoes of our experimental podcast long form video. Okay. Again, if you guys like this at the end, comment. Tell us if we're terrible. Tell us if we're great.
Yeah, tell us if we're not terrible, because I promise I will read and have serious emotional attachment to every video that every comment that you make on any of our videos.
You will. All right, so so we're going to discuss, first of all, we're going to discuss the difference between Starfinder and D&D. So we've all played Starfinder, or all played D&D quite a bit, multiple campaigns. This is really kind of, for all of us, our first long Starfinder game that we've played.
Mm-hmm.
I think this has been a continuation of the campaign that we've been playing, right? Because this campaign hasn't really stopped, even though it's been moving from that failed attempt to run to Incident Absalom Station that we tried.
Listen, we got a spaceship.
But we got off track. And then, we started calling Incident Among the Stars because we were just dicking around out there. And then we're on some jungle planet now. But it's all been one game with just I want to say one or two rolling characters because there's been some deaths and all that.
Yeah. All right. So then what? So first of all, what is one difference between Starfinder and D&D?
Well, 5th edition or 3.5, really, because we can talk about the differences.
I mean, both.
Okay, differences between 5th edition and Starfinder, all of it. It's a totally different system. Therefore, it's basically Starfinder is Pathfinder is 3.5. There's some similarities where you would say things like attacking an armor class. Like a lot of the words are similar, but the game itself plays completely different. So if you play Starfinder, if you play 5th edition, you're gonna want to bone up on the rules of Starfinder because you're gonna be making your character pretty similar, but also pretty different as well. Therefore, you'll still use the same dice for that pen and pencil, but everything a lot of it is different. As far as it goes from 3.5 or Pathfinder to Starfinder, you can sort of convert players fairly easily into Starfinder, I want to say.
Yeah, I think there's...
But if you've played 3.5 and if you've played D&D, you can pick up Starfinder. I played D&D for multiple campaigns and started the first Starfinder game, and I was able to pick it all up, pick it up for
the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
I wasn't you're going to be blind, but
no.
You're not going to be blind, but you are going to. It is a different rule system to get into to adjust to.
Which we have videos about.
Yes, we do. Watch them, you animals. Talking about the differences between Starfinder and the thing I like most about Starfinder, the thing that sticks out before we get into the rest of the list here for this, is it scratches the itch if you want to play a sci-fi game, but you also don't have a lot of video games. You like the tabletop role playing games. Starfinder is really good for that. The art's well done, the gameplay, everything. We'll get into that in a bit, but it does a really good job of it.
Yeah,
Of being its own game. It doesn't try to be It doesn't try to be Pathfinder in space, or it doesn't try to be.
I think when people see Starfinder, that's the biggest thing they're going to say is Starfinder is just Pathfinder in space, right?
No,
it's just Pathfinder in space.
It follows a similar system. It follows basically the same system, but you can tell it is its own game.
Yeah.
What about you? What stood out to you? What differences stood out to you there?
Differences between D&D and Starfinder?
Yeah, because you play both.
I mean, the first thing that I saw looking at my character sheet is instead of an AC, an armor class like D&D,
there's two of them.
I had a KAC and an EAC
and an MAC
and temporary hit points.
Yeah. Well, like hit points and stamina points is different. Yeah.
So you have your stamina points before it starts dipping into your hit points, and your kinetic. What is it? The kinetic.
It's kinetic armor class. It's energy armor class. Where kinetic is basically like a bullet, like from from a conventional firearm. Your energy armor class is like, say if he had his flamethrower that eats the hurry up and come from the Boring Company already.
Yeah.
When's that come?
I don't know.
I've seen videos of it on Twitter.
Give me my goddamn flamethrower. Give me my goddamn flamethrower, Elon Musk. I swear, if I see you in these streets, I'm gonna lay you the fuck out.
I've seen videos of people.
Hey, quick thing here. I mean, he has robots. Can we not threaten him because I ain't finding a robot for you?
No.
We're best friend. We all of the three of us has been best pals for years, but I don't think Nathaniel or myself are gonna fight a robot for you.
I don't think I can fight.
Well, I mean, I'll die by a robot for you, but I'm not gonna put up a fight. We have on our side.
You mean Chris?
Oh yeah, Chris.
You mean Dump Truck?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, this is the middle name.
Alright, so anyway,
sorry, Dump Truck.
Starfinder versus D&D, Evan. What did you notice, first of all? First thing that you noticed when you started playing Starfinder? With a background in D&D.
Yeah, just a lot of things that you saw, like there's KAC, EAC, which is kind of different because, like we're saying, if you're getting hit with fire, it's probably going to be different than if you get hit with, like, a knife.
It makes more sense though.
Yeah,
I'm glad they put it in there.
Yeah, like firefighters, they have their their flame retardant suits or whatever, but they're not knife retardant suits.
If some crazy guy just comes up, hey, how dare you fight my fire, and they just like stab or shoot that guy.
Yeah,
they're just killing a hero. They're killing one of America's heroes.
Stamina points were kind of weird. And then also just, warmed up to him after I sort of read the book a little bit. And
then MAC for maneuvers armor class.
Yeah.
I like that they have it in there. It makes sense why it would be like its own separate thing. But it's definitely not enough at the edition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then also
Pathfinder either, right?
Yeah.
I've never read Pathfinder.
Well, we're going to be talking about Pathfinder 2 pretty soon. I'm going to flip through with that. Because we got the playtest. It's pretty cool. Let's talk about that.
Well, also the whole thing of just ye old fantasy versus space shenanigans, and like you're saying, it's not like Star Wars where it's like you're not going to be Luke Skywalker, you're going to be Duke Moonstrider, or was it Hans Soful?
Oh my god, you sound like terrible. Sonic
or whatever.
OCs,
Yeah, whatever Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog OC shenanigans you're gonna do.
Have you guys looked up your name yet on the the Hedgehog thing on Google?
Oh yeah.
Or if you just type in Nate the Hedgehog, it's just some awful monstrosities.
Yeah, I've done it too, and I felt like I just got out of the shower when I did that, and I felt so dirty, like I needed to get back in. But also, a sci-fi thing that doesn't.
We're not shaming any.
I am.
All right, whatever.
Listen, he's not shaming.
I'm not shaming.
Yeah,
he's too much.
He's not shaming, but
if you want to draw Nate the Hedgehog, go ahead and draw Nate the Hedgehog.
If you draw Lance the Hedgehog, I'm gonna brain you on the curb. All right, don't draw me as a hedgehog.
Draw Lance the Hedgehog. Put a link in the comments.
I will start going.
Tweet it at us.
Please don't.
I am the
I really
social
media monster. I will approve that on the Twitter, and I'll comment on it.
You're a piece of shit, Daniel. But anyway, we're gonna move on before. Yeah, we're gonna move on. So anyway.
Yeah, let's just move on to what we really like about Starfinder. What points we like. What you just love about Starfinder.
I like that.
Lance. What? You go first.
Well, let's just not go in like an order here. Let's just all like scream over each other because I actually kind of like that. But the one thing that I like about it is I like that again. Armor class is different and swapped out. They do a really good job of starship combat. Like a really good job.
I really like the stamina points going to that.
Yeah,
I think stamina points are awesome.
It makes more sense than just you just dodging and weaving until one blow goes through.
Well, because you have armor.
Yeah.
Like, before you hit your skin, like, your armor is going to take the damage.
Yeah, and it does make more sense where, like, there's a certain amount where, like, you can get punched in the face until you start to bleed, until your skull starts caving in, or what have you.
Yeah.
Where that's what's, like, because, if say, you just, like, decked me in the mouth right now because you didn't like my face for whatever reason, I would eventually probably recover after one hit. But if he just kept going, took my hat, turned it back around, he started screaming, take it to the limit, I'd probably start taking some actual lingering health damage.
Yeah.
Where instead they do a really good job of sort of explaining that with the stamina points.
Yeah, because anybody can take a punch. You can take a couple punches, just sort of take a NyQuil teeny, walk it off, you'll be fine. But
yeah. But if you take too many, it's going to cause permanent damage.
And also, one thing that I think is cool, on the armor specifically, are the rebreathers.
Oh, yeah.
You can throw down your rebreather to go into space.
Yeah. Which
I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a rebreather. It's
going back into a few things. I like the rebreather. One thing also like about the different combat maneuvers, there's so much in combat that you can do. Where as far as say you are in a space combat, you're an android and you're fighting against somebody that needs a rebreather, you can make an attack against their maneuvers armor class to try and like take that rebreather and throw it.
And then like you don't want that.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's gonna throw it, and I have to make sure this. Oh no, I can't get my rebreather, or get shot at by you.
Rebreather.
Yeah. Just like if like an android's fighting two guys inside the ship, he throws it, and the guy's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. One thing I like about it, the laser guns are kind of cool. We'll get into a little bit later, but it seems like when they made, people who made Starfinder, I don't know if they really know how guns work. But but then also, just different things like augmetics, like you can like get like replace your legs with robot legs to make so you can't get like tipped over. It's like, haha, I got 4 robot legs. Take that. Or there's like necromantic, implants. You get like writhing intestines, where basically you replace your guts with basically zombie guts, and they do cool things like you can eat rotten food. You can eat more resistant to poisons. You can, like most of your guts, you can sort of vomit your guts up and use them to use your intestines, pick things up or help you balance.
I didn't see that. Oh, is it this
you didn't learn about that in health class?
No.
You do it twice.
I dropped out of college.
Yeah. I like that you can mod your weapons too.
Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah.
That's cool. Even compared to D&D, you can put a +1 on your D&D weapon.
Yeah, but
you can't put a sight on your...
You can totally put a sight on the hammer. What are you talking about?
Are you going to put a sight on your longsword?
Yeah, you just put it up there and you look at it.
You're making it tactical, okay?
No, this is how you put the sight on the hammer up here. It's
no, guys, here's the thing. You're both wrong. What you do is you put a laser on it, right? So okay, this is where it's going. Come on, it'll make it more tactical.
Put a sight on your crossbow.
Yeah, like a couple years ago, how there's some guys who are making, tactical single-shot muskets, where they put the foregrip on it and laser sights.
That seems like somebody with too much time. I'm like, who would that help?
Listen, if you're going back in time and you want to help George Washington, but you don't want it to fall, have America have too much of an unfair advantage. So
is that how America won with not a lot of troopers and very untalented? What the fuck are we talking about? Let's start getting back to the Starfinder again. One thing I do kind of like, the different augmentations you can do for yourself, or it seems like the bonuses here, they can be more than just sort of
+1.
Yeah, more than just +1 or adds fire damage. You can definitely still do that with the different
fusions. There's the Nurseful fusion, where basically it's no matter how much you hit them with it, they'll never die.
Yeah, which is more of a torture weapon, but anyway. Yeah, there are things you can just add fire damage or what have you to them, but there are things that you could do where you can like add, like a better grip, where like you can get this
or better magazine.
Yeah,
actually, actually not.
You can't.
There isn't.
No.
That's one of my grind my gears is you can't add a better magazine. It's like no. Just,
Well, Lizard Murderface prefers space hammers. I haven't had a gun in my Starfinder experience yet. So.
Well, you're better off that way. I'm gonna tell you. But nothing though. One thing I like about the Starfinder, going back to this, is the races that they have in this.
You mean?
Obviously Vesk, but the Vesk, the Shireen,
like
Kasasas, all that stuff. They really take a front seat. To like your typical dwarves and elves and whatnot. The dwarves, elves, gnomes, they're all in the back of the book. They're all in the back of the book. Halflings, whatever. They're all in the back of the book. But the newer races, they really showcase them up front to give you an opportunity to try something new. Except human race is in the front because human race best race. Yeah.
Come on. Common sense.
Yeah,
or you could be a lizard.
Yeah, or you can be a Vesk.
Which is like, it's pretty cool. I mean, if humans weren't an option, I'd probably play a Vesk, but that's only if humans weren't an option.
No, you make an android, and then you make the android look like a human, and he desperately wants to be a human.
So basically Data.
Yes.
Well, I still feel like the Vesk is separate enough from even like a Dragonborn in D&D.
Yeah.
Because it is a little similar, but I think it's separate enough.
Yeah. It's like the difference between like a monitor lizard and like a Komodo dragon. There's the
even like the
Vest, big as fuck. Dude.
Even like the Vest background is just that the background is like that their home world is kind of destroyed and that they're kind of wanderers.
They are the classic lizard people where like they just sort of go out and conquer and they're like if you're going to play as a Vest, say you want to bring your Vest back into the past, like a Pathfinder setting, they're probably going to be like the Anunnaki. I'm
going
That's exactly how you bring them back.
Vibrating to our visible spectrum.
Oh
no, David Icke, he's right there.
David Icke's been warning us this whole time. It's the Vest it's the Vest that live in the hollow earth beneath us.
And if you see a Bigfoot, you become a Bigfoot.
Boy, what?
Alright. Well,
but yeah, the races are really cool. And then back to starships. I mentioned starship combat. Each person has.
We need to talk about starships. We didn't really mention that before. Like the big difference between D&D and Starfinder is you can have a star battle.
That's cool.
You're on you can own a spaceship. Yeah. You travel around into your spaceship and.
But one thing I've learned about Starship Combat, I'll let you finish, but one thing I've learned about Starship Combat is, one, don't give your groups starships too soon, because they'll end up screwing over, and two, if you do give your group starships too soon, they'll eventually do something like lose them, or they'll get destroyed.
Oh my gosh, just because the one time, 2 times...
3 times, this is your third ship.
3 times a lady, shut up.
Karen.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, tell us about, starship battles. What do you like? Obviously, because they're, really one of the coolest parts about the game. Tell me a little bit about Starship Combat, as if I was a new baby.
I don't think I was in Starship
Actually,
Combat
you have done. Remember that one time you did Starship Combat against, but it was on the planet, and you said, and you basically said, "I'm finishing this fight." Bum, bum, bum.
Oh yeah, and you killed you killed a few people.
You killed a character outright, and you blew up basically everything Baylor had except for his wallet. Blessed be it.
Yeah. But okay, you've been in a few Starship fights because I was real heavy-handed with them in the beginning because I liked them. What do you think of them? What are your favorite parts?
I think they're pretty cool. It's basically if you ever wanted to do Star Trek stuff or Starship Combat, it's pretty cool. It lets some characters who maybe aren't as fighty, it lets them shine through because it levels the playing field a little bit because they're not physically fighting unless you get bored, but that's a whole different thing. But, the guy who's really good at shooting things, they can just sort of go.
You have your people with a high intelligence but not a lot of weapons. They're going to be awesome for, your science officer. Your face character is going to be great for a captain. Everybody has a role to play in Starship Combat.
That's what's really cool about the
Your little rats are going to be
you have, there's the ace pilot, so, one person's the ace pilot. Well, the pilot is basically the captain, isn't it?
No.
Or
So
are those
goes,
separate?
Yeah, those separate.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So the phases are
Yeah.
pilot, captain, engineer, science officer, gunner, and sex slave.
Whoa!
I don't know.
I hate playing that role.
I
No,
just
you
like
love it.
Baby.
Look, I just like how they're all separated out. So, like, in combat, literally, someone's going to be an engineer putting out a fucking fire or something.
Scottish accent.
Someone's going to be actually flying the ship. Someone's going to be a gunner. I don't know. I just really like the idea of all of the roles. Everyone has their role on the ship. It feels like Star Trek.
Yeah.
It feels like you're on the Millennium Falcon.
One thing that I've been trying to want to do with Starship Combat, have the same rules for Starship Combat, but have something like a Voltron or like a Megazord where everybody still has their roles to play. Like somebody powers the guns and somebody uses the legs and all that stuff. And somebody's the Red Ranger in the middle. It seems like something that you can do pretty easily, but I think that would be cool. Like,
actually would be cool.
Yeah.
I would.
You can totally use the same rules, right?
Hey, Pazio, if you use that idea, you owe us all $1 billion.
Or we could just put it in a campaign.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably
could we do a Starfinder Voltron campaign?
Yes.
I own a big wager.
That actually would be cool.
Yeah.
And then you could break off with your own ship.
Yeah, and like it'll probably have the stats of like say okay, so I got this. Alright guys, check it out. So when it's all together, it has the tier of like a 5th tier ship. But like that's because every one of the individual ships is like a 1-tier ship. So when it breaks off, it has like a tier of like all this stuff like say a basic fighter sort of thing, and it all comes together. Guns lock in, shields,
I like that.
Over the whole thing.
We would have to have.
It sounds cool.
No, it's cool as shit.
We would have to have like a theme song.
Oh,
when
man.
we all go together and form Voltron.
Or
Tyler to make a theme song for us.
Or what we do is like to see how successfully we go together. We have to do one of those like Ginyu Force or Power Rangers pose where I'm just like we're just like ooh and like
and the weird that whole nonsense. Yeah,
and someone just like bending over and looking to their asshole.
All right.
Whoever's that one's actually gonna have to be the pink Voltron.
Oh my god.
Or the blue Voltron, or the blue Power Ranger.
Alright.
Actually, blue Power Ranger was the coolest one.
Yeah, it's alright.
It was like a big old mammoth. Or like a rhino. It was cool as shit.
So, the next thing that I wanted to bring up was what I like about Starfinder is really just the general sci-fi setting.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of even going back to kind of the ships, just the general big overarching sci-fi setting.
Oh yeah.
Because like with D&D, your setting is
sword and sorcery.
Yeah,
some kind
sword,
of
sorcery, magic. I mean, this is a sci-fi setting that isn't Star Wars.
Yeah, if you're
because like Star Wars kind of has the stranglehold on if it's sci-fi, it's Star Wars.
Yeah,
but no,
if it's Star Trek, you're gonna want to be Picard.
I mean, yeah, there are similarities. There's stuff that Starfinder's kind of pulled from Star Wars and from Battlestar Galactica.
It's sort of hard to not pull from something so
that's
established.
The setting. That's the whole setting.
Or if you have $1 million or Warhammer 40K.
So like,
listen, we don't talk about 40K because none of us are trillionaires, so we can't spend $200.
Yeah, Games Workshop's what's $200 for a player's handbook, and then $200 for every other book. It's like you're asking for people to torrent.
Listen, they're not going to respond to us.
So, but with the Starfinder handbook, you can download the PDF.
Oh yeah, it's like $20.
Is it Paizo?
Yeah, it's Paizo. P-A-I-Z-O. Yeah.
And it's cheap.
Like, and another thing about getting the PDF version, I prefer the PDF version. I used to be a book guy, but a thing about your book won't disintegrate after a month of having this.
Yeah.
I think I put this in my car for 2 days, and I put it on my coffee table, and then just this thing flew off on the back. The page is dying. So if you don't get the first edition of any book ever, or else.
Well, it's cheap online.
So it's like $10. You can download as many devices as you want.
And you can even buy it on Roll20. You can buy it there too.
I don't like that. Seems weird to me. I don't like. I know that it might be good, but I don't like the idea.
Oh, you can
use
your PDF thing.
I like the idea of buying my thing from the company.
Yeah.
Mainly, of course, or Haster's games on State Street. Listen, if you're not going to Haster's, you're a piece of shit. You should probably be road hauled until you're nothing but bone.
Also, Bob, if you're listening to this, we love you.
Yeah,
we love you, Bob.
I'll fight and die for you, Bob. But I like the idea of getting it from Roll20. I don't know why. It's just like something about getting it from a third-party source that's not like a comic book shop.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
But like getting it from Paizo, it's like 20.
Yeah.
Again, it's $20.
Same
to
with
download
buying it on Amazon or eBay. Like I've looked at looked at Starfinder books on Amazon or eBay.
Yeah,
but they're like above retail almost.
which is weird. Like unless it seems like you have to have like if you're getting a book, you have to have Prime because if you don't have free shipping, then you're paying for the shipping, and then you're paying above the retail price. For something you can just go to the store to get for cheaper and have it like there that day, you know?
Yeah, or you could...
Or you have to pay like $10 a month for Prime, where unless you're buying everything from Amazon, it doesn't wash out.
Yeah.
Fucking Costco. But go on, sorry.
Yeah, or just support your local game and hobby shop, or even if you don't live in Utah, make a pilgrimage.
Yeah, again, or be Roadhog until you're nothing but bone. But, yeah.
Alright, so... I guess before we move on
from that whole thing.
Yeah, so before we move on, are there any other things that you want to bring up that you really, really like about Starfinder?
Let's see. We talked about
anything that's drawn you to it.
We talked about races. We talked about the different armor classes.
The ships, which are cool. That's the best thing.
The artwork's really good.
The ships are the best.
The artwork. So one thing I do want to talk about is the artwork in Starfinder, where none of the armor or weapons are really super extra. You know what I mean? There's no unnecessary points, except for there's one example of the Chaos Boy.
496.
Yeah, on page 496.
That you can look up in the PDF that you bought from
Master Game.
From Master, no, or the physical copy you bought from Master Games.
As much as I love to show up for Master, I love them, but. Yes, on page
496.
Yeah, on page
496.
There's a Chaos Boy on there where his scalp is missing. There's these huge horns, things like that, and you can tell he just went to Hot Topic and was paint me with everything.
Yeah, I think he sort of covered himself in super glue and sort of rolled around in the discount bin. But
except for that guy, everything's really sleek. Like the Aeon Guard looks really cool. All the Vesk armor, you can tell it looks. It's definitely a different race because it's really scaly, like how Lizard has scales, which that was kind of cute. But it's nothing's too. It doesn't seem impractical at all. This would definitely fit Guardians of the Galaxy or Star Wars with some of the Mandalorian armors and whatnot. But it doesn't look like a Stormtrooper helmet's anywhere near. Looks like that. I like how power armor needs its own sort of thing to wear.
Yeah,
you know how there's
kind of like heavy armor.
Well, there's medium armor.
Oh, you mean power armor like in Fallout?
Yeah, pretty much. You have to be trained in it. There's it does you can only use it for so long before it has to recharge. Yeah, before you have to recharge its batteries.
Fallout.
Yeah. Basically in Fallout there's different energy cells that you have to go and collect. How dare you, piece of shit. But anyway, you have to go and scavenge of energy cells and things like that. This one, thankfully, they recover on their own.
Yeah.
But they all have you can get things like force fields. I like everything about mechanically. I like almost everything about Starfinder. I like that there are shields you can put on your heavy armor or power armor. I like those jetpacks. There's so much
that is cool.
There's so much that I really want. This is
writhing guts.
I don't want to say it's perfect, but Starfinder's actually darn near to it.
That really helps you build the character that you want. Because when
with
you
the feats and whatnot.
when you start a campaign, you've got a character in mind that you want to kind of build.
Yeah.
If you want to build
Green Lantern,
Boba Fett, or Green Lantern.
Yeah, you totally can. And so what's cool about this, is that say you have two players that are soldier, you can have two soldiers at level 1 that aren't anything alike at all. Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We had Tyler for a minute who he was like a android robot, and he was basically a shooty pew, 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 pew. And then we have Lizard Murderface, who's basically just whoa, what's all this bullshit about, non-melee combat I see before my eyes?
Yeah. Let's move into this. I hate to be a negative Nancy, but what don't we like about it?
If you talk about the things that you love about a game, you have to talk about the things that you don't like.
No, when I talk
both.
When I talk about Dump Truck, I only talk about things I love about it.
I think you mean Chris.
I think I mean Travis.
Yeah. So we've gone through the things that we like about Starfinder. Let's go through the things that we don't like.
Magic sucks.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn it, you beat me.
Magic.
It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's it's not very high powered. It seems like a lot of the spells, it's like you got like once you're like high enough level, it's like there's not enough pale. Like for God's sakes, basically chain lightning, which is a pretty good spell. It's like lightning bolt, but sort of arc between people. That's on the same spell level as goddamn wish.
Yeah. Another thing that I don't like about Magic and Starfinder is there's not a lot of like the spell slots work kind of weird. Where like the spells that it's sort of like how in 3.5 where you'll have say cure wounds or heal of first level, and then you have to hit and pick heal of second level and third level to progress, rather than just being able to use it at higher spell slots. That was better in 5th edition to me.
So I haven't played Spellcaster in Starfinder, but do you have cantrips?
No, you have level 0 spells, but
which is basically cantrips.
They're all garbage. Like
they're garbage.
Well, like because basically the
they take level 0 spell to literally
like honestly, like one of the good level 0 spells for a Technomancer is called like Energy Rare. Basically, it's kind of cool because you can pick what type of energy is going to be thrown, but you roll a D3.
Oh my god!
That's not even like a die. Like it's like you can spend like $1 grillion to find a D3, or what you can do is you can
just roll 2 D6s and then you divide it by 2.
That's so stupid.
Which now I got to do math.
I mean that works.
Or you can just be like, okay, I'm gonna roll this. If it's a 4, I just re-roll. Okay, I do 1 whole damage. Golly gee.
Is there a thing where
there's telekinetic projectile basically just sort of throw something out?
I'm asking, is there a thing where you can make your damaging spells more potent? Is it like a spell? Like, is there a spell specialization or?
No, not so much.
Not a feat for that.
No, not that I've encountered. Maybe there's like higher up there is, but
you two talk. I'm actually gonna look this up because it's gonna bother me.
One other thing, grinds my gear. Gears about Starfinder is doesn't seem like they really know how guns work. Like for example,
would you like to give us an example specifically about how guns don't work?
So if you look in the good old Armory book, which is really good. Yeah, it's really good.
By the way,
I'm sure we'll put it on the screen somewhere. Whoever is editing this.
A couple things that we should announce into it. The winner for our that's right. I make you guys watch all our videos. Who do you think? Who was the winner of the Starfinder Armory book that we were giving out for this last month for August?
Who do you think?
I mean, I think Costas is really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, Bob Costas, you're crushing it with the comments. You really are. You're very helpful and insightful. That's exactly what we want to see. So thanks for doing that. Actually, I'm going to cut you off right there. Instead of the Armory, I'm actually going to give him this really cool set of black and gold 27 night colored dice, and I'm going to let you choose the winner of the Armory. For our conversation, Jeremy Laplis, you're the winner of our Starfinder Armory giveaway. It really is a good book, and you'll find a lot of fun with the advanced shell knuckles.
Yeah, so basically, it's a cool concept where basically it's like, hey, if you want to punch someone but also fire 2 shotgun shells,
you also want to kill yourself in the process.
But the thing is with Pazio, again, I'll go into this in just a second. I don't know if they know how guns work because they put the shotgun shells backwards, so it's basically just going to blow your fucking hand off.
I think the way
we did post this on our Twitter, by the way, and there was a discussion.
I think what they're thinking is like, okay, so you know how like the shells, like like how a bullet, it sort of has like the thing that the hammer hits in the back.
You mean the hammer hits the primer?
Yeah, the hammer hits the primer in the back. Therefore, that, and then like what they're thinking, I think, is if you punch somebody, the hitting of them would make the primer happen.
On the back. The pin is facing towards you.
Listen, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. I truly am.
I mean, go ahead and try.
Okay. So what I'm thinking here.
Tweet this at Pezo, by the way. If you that picture,
the punch of them would make the primer happen, and the bullets would do something where it just like explodes like that stupid gun sword they have in Final Fantasy games.
If you're hitting the firing pin on someone, it's gonna go and shoot towards you.
I'm not saying it's at all a smart idea. What I am saying is, fantasy writers, for the love of God, pick up a gun.
Yeah.
Before you go and do something, and also
shoot
at least
Google
once.
image search.
Also, without a barrel, the pellets are just going to go everywhere. That's why guns have barrels.
Into your hand,
because
into your face.
It won't channel. They'll just basically explode. You'll just get pellets everywhere.
Yeah, you just sort of have a grenade.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, look what I can do. Bam.
And also, here's the thing. Like, one of the things in the Armory is, they have like the thing where it's like, ooh, we put a hand cannon in there, which is basically they're trying to say this 3 for 7. but it only has one bullet. It's supposed to be like, ooh, it's the biggest gun.
Mhm.
It's pretty good size, decent sized bullet. But they basically it's like also same thing on this rant that I'm going to go on. The ranges for guns are complete bullshit because it's like 20
30 feet.
Yeah, because like at least with D&D they were like with range weapons
with your
it's
crossbow, with your bow and arrow.
Well, no, because it's like it's whatever this and it's going to hit, but then after that you're going to get a disadvantage. But basically, like after 20 feet, your bullet just God eats it, or the bullet just with
your laser shot.
Yeah, I mean maybe
dissipates.
Something like that. But it's like 20 feet, and here's saying like I'm not the best shot, but usually when I shoot handguns at the range, I shoot 25 yards, which if using the good old as God intended Imperial system, that's 25 times 3, which is 75 feet, and I'm hitting okay. But also the thing is. So this is basically the basic standard handgun they have. It's basically just a 9mm.
I like how mad you are on this.
Yeah, listen, I'm a true patriot.
Tune in for our gun podcast going on right now. Apparently.
So, and here's the thing. So
just keep going. Just keep going.
So basically, this thing costs like 500, which is the equivalent of just basic.
About 500 credits
is the regular one. It only has 6 shots. Look at this.
Alright, we're still going.
No, we're going.
Alright,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If you guys
6.
have this video,
so now in Starfinder, this is space technology. This is the most a 9mm can hold without having to spend $20,000.
Standard semi-automatic pistol, or as Don Lemon will put, the standard fully semi-automatic handgun.
If you're in your cubicle listening to this and have it minimized, you just throw bullets on the table.
Yeah, so it's like way more than space stuff, and it's like it's pissing me off. But
listen, I know you need your guns.
Your space guns.
Listen, without them, the Queen of England could come into my house and kick me in the mouth and drink all my tea. Is that the country you want to live in?
Not at all.
Hide your tea then.
Yeah.
No, she'll find it.
So she'll sniff it out.
Yeah.
So magic and guns aside, one thing I figured that I thought was weird about this was the races in Starfinder. They're all pretty much like humanoid races.
Yeah.
It's very Star Trek-y sort of, where it's a human, but they're wearing like a mask, or they have some like prosthetic
Mine is
arms
the
going
best
on.
because best race, best race.
Human race, best race.
All right, fine.
Best close second.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If humans weren't around, you'd be right, but
yeah. If humans were out, Vesk would be that hot fire, then Android, then everything else would be just kind of yuck. But anyway, everything looks like basically a person, and I kind of want to see more like goo races, or big old snails,
cool.
or like big old snails. Or
like
something that's not
or something.
A triple-decker holodeck.
Oh my god! Oh.
Maybe Chris was trying to say something when he made his character.
You know what would actually be pretty cool? Like, okay, so like the elephants are basically like squid-faced monsters, right? But go a step further, just big-ass space squids.
So like squidbillies.
I would put
that. And then you would have a reason for the executive.
Oh my god! Okay.
But like some sort of race, like just something with 2 arms,
really
and
just
2 arms, 2
really
legs,
just
2
wishing
legs,
that
and 4 arms.
More alien for our sci-fi.
Like if the Shireen's were more bug-like, or they were this like sort of ant-bodied thing, like either ant-bodied or also like fly-bodied things. So like hunched down, they had to have like prosthetics in order to use like a lot of different things. That would be super cool. Their ships like really designed around their physiology instead of just a guy could probably pilot that.
Like a guy could pilot it, but he really hates sitting down.
Yeah, like have to hunch over and put but anyway, it have like 6 different controls to it, I think. Something like that. If you're a homebrewing this, I think it'll be pretty cool. Be something like you're if you are playing a murder hobo space pirate sort of game, your PCs couldn't just go in and steal every ship, because that'd be, oh shit, we need a Shireen, or we need to get them prosthetics, or mechanic, go make a drone that can pilot this to its AI. They can plug it in. Something to take that extra mile for there.
So, one thing I forgot to mention as far as what we like about Starfinder that I wanted to bring up really quick is I like the AIs or like the ability to hack.
Oh yeah.
Hacking, I think, is so cool.
Yeah.
And like hacking a ship, hacking a panel. Like talking to the AI in your ship, goddamn caring.
And if and if your DM or GM is good, they'll do something to give them a personality of their own. That's a kind of
I just kind of picture like hacking in BioShock.
With the water pipes, just like, ooh, once I turn these water pipes, I would make this turret do whatever I want.
I love it.
Basically just a plumber. Like, they're hacking. So I just imagine like your good old salty there plumber just like listening to Dracula doing his plumbing, just like dig through the ditches and burn.
Right. He's like, hang on, we gotta get the ship. Everybody stand back.
Alright, and sorry to derail. Let's get back
because you're screaming Dracula?
Yeah, okay. So before I guess we move on, like, is there anything else that you guys not so in love with Starfinder? What about as a DM? Is there like a mechanic that you don't like keeping track of as a DM?
One thing that I don't really like about it is I like the starships, but it makes things kind of hard to like put your characters in one place if they do have a ship where they can just like board and then just like fly. Just trillions of light, like millions of light years away from your quest. Like, dude, thanks, assholes. Yeah. So, like, if you want to maroon your player characters somewhere for a while, like, say your credits aren't good here, so you can't buy fuel out, or your ship gets shot down because the planet you go on is hostile, or what have you, I'd recommend doing something like that.
Or something else that I wanted to bring up. There are no minis. Starfinder. If you go to any like hobby store, you're gonna find 1,000 D&D like fantasy big
from the Bones lines. You're gonna find things like the Bones. The Bones miniatures, the Dungeons and Dragons miniatures that they just came out with, things like that.
But there's
a lot of the different Warhammer lines.
Yeah, if you're a billionaire, you can
we had to buy Stormtroopers.
Yeah,
and
I found a few. Yeah, I found a few that actually work. Star Saga miniatures are really good for it. There's
some Star Trek ones.
Yeah, there's some Star Trek ones. You have to kind of get creative. Again, I don't recommend getting Games Workshop minis because it's like it's $20 for a guy that doesn't look like every other guy,
and then you have to paint it.
Yeah, I like painting.
Yeah, but if you're trying,
there's not a lot of pre-painted. There's not a lot of pre-painted fantasy miniatures out there. So like if you're the painting route like I like to go, Star Saga is really good. Mantic Games, it's a British-based company, but they do have a lot of good like lines to do. Their Dead Zone minis are kind of cool. Chronoscape, if you can hopefully look around and find something from Chronoscape if you don't want to have to buy if you do want to buy like the pre-assembled ones, you can probably find somebody from there.
Or they could sell a D3 die if they want you to use it.
Yeah, as much as I love Hasters and this isn't a sell Hasters at all. Where the hell, except for online, am I going to find a D3?
Yeah,
praise Bob.
Yeah,
praise Bob.
Yes, of course. But no, now I'm going to have to do short division. Thanks, Paizo. But there are a few different mini lines that are popping up on there. But unless you're going to Hero Forge your mini, you're going to be hard pressed to find something that is, that can be a usable model of a Casathas, something that looks humanoid but has four arms, or a Lashunta with its little antennas, or the Shireen. I have no idea what to find for a Shireen, so
just a ladybug.
Yeah, I mean, and even more just kind of in general, all of our campaigns we've played with minis and a board.
Yeah,
there are people that play without minis and a board. I just feel like that might be a little harder for me.
I know a lot of snobs to say, it's all about the it's all about the imagination. It runs into the imagination.
It helps you
it helps with positioning. Also, I like to paint minis as a hobby, and it's kind of harder to find minis.
Like, the minis are just a lot more fun. I like
they're
the
cooler.
minis.
Yeah, you can just play with dice. You can just use dice. You don't even have to use the dice.
You can run your Starfinder game without minis, but
you don't even have to.
Minis just really enhance.
You don't even need to use the Starfinder system. You can just use whatever's in your mind. But no, that's whack, and I hate it.
The fun is in your mind.
That's whack, and I hate it. I like having minis, and it's dumb that they're not there.
So,
but I look for Mantic. I look for Mantic games. Dead Zone is really good. Star Saga is really fun. They're pretty easy.
We found the what is the Star Wars game?
Star Wars Legion.
The ships with the ships.
Oh, and that's X-wing. Yeah. If you want,
there
ships,
were some cool ships there. Didn't you buy some ships?
Yeah, I bought a few ships from the Star Wars X-wing. And they work just fairly well. As long as you don't get something like the Millennium Falcon or Slave 1.
Yeah.
That's really, or Phantom and Ghost. It really looks like, oh shit, that's Phantom and Ghost from that thing. If you just get like lesser known ships, then, you'll be fine there. Yeah. And like the Punishing one.
Alright. Anything else coming to mind as far as
stuff that negatives
we don't really love, or any? I mean, I had something else that I liked that I don't like. Is there anything else?
No, that's besides they don't know really what a gun is or magic being black.
All right, so I mean, since this is our first kind of like podcast, kind of like long format video, more discussion based. Like, I mean, we can. Why don't you guys get to know us a little?
Oh shit!
As kind of like. We're the presenters. Like, you're gonna see us in the video. Sorry. Like, you're gonna see me on the Twitter. Like, if I flame you on Twitter, sorry, I guess.
If I flame you on Twitter, listen, Donnie, you know what you didn't even know why I said that about your father, and I still feel that way.
I mean, sorry.
It's true, I do.
We want our flamethrower too.
Yeah. But, if you get flamed in real life, it's probably not me. I had an alibi.
Yeah.
So, I mean. Like, another one of our interests here, I mean, I love comics. Like, I mean, I've read a lot of, read a lot of comics, reading comics now. Like, one that I just finished reading Swamp Thing. DC Swamp Thing, Alan Moore's run.
If it ain't Superman, I don't give a fuck.
It's Swamp Thing is badass.
I don't give a heck. Listen, I don't give a heck. Do you watch your This is a Christian Minecraft server?
Alright.
But I don't give a heckin' darn.
Okay, Robin.
No, tell me about stuff.
Okay, Robin.
Okay,
you've read Watchmen? The run that I just read is Swamp Thing is Alan Moore's run. Alan Moore, he wrote The Killing Joke, wrote Watchmen.
Alright. Alright, tell me what's Swamp Thing up to? And also,
what is he up to?
Yeah, and also,
Alan Moore's run was from
two
the
things. One,
90s,
tell me what Swamp Thing's up to, and also, how would you put Swamp Thing in I feel like Swamp Thing, a lot of the DC characters, that's what I like about Starfinder, you can put them in these games.
You can make a Swamp Thing if you want.
How would you put Swamp Thing in this game? What would you make him? Let's talk about it.
That almost cycles back to some of these are our humanoid races. Swamp Thing
really does.
I know, Swamp Thing, the closest thing is he would be like an elemental.
Okay.
He is an elemental.
Yeah.
There
actually in the
how would you make an elemental in?
So in the Alien Archive, there are a lot of races, a lot of monstrous races that it does give you rules to make them into player races. Yeah. I think Elemental's amongst them, and even if not, the stats seem the stats seem pretty fine. I would give a Swamp Thing maybe a bonus to Con because the dude's more hardy than anything else. Maybe a minus, maybe a +2 to Con. -1 to charisma because, I mean, he is.
Listen, Swamp Thing can change his appearance every once.
Yeah, but then how can he always change this?
Yeah, why does he always?
Because he looks like
he just likes being ugly.
Is it because he wants to run into the
No, it's oh my god. No, Swamp Thing's beautiful. He wants somebody to appreciate him what's on the inside.
Yeah.
Alright, whatever. Or you can just Shrek at me. But okay, so Swamp Thing, elemental race. What class would you give him?
In Starfinder?
Yeah.
It'd
be Mystic?
I mean, you'd almost have to do a little bit of casting.
Yeah, like Xeno.
But he's also kind of big punchy knuckle guy.
So like Xenodruid, but you give him some sort of like melee weapon specialization, but the melee weapons are like his fists.
Yeah,
maybe like some vine whips
or like class.
Yeah.
Or Etrigan would be easier to make.
Yeah, I feel like Etrigan needs its
Etrigan is in Swamp Thing. Etrigan is in Swamp Thing a lot, and actually. Constantine was made for Swamp Thing. Constantine, like the first appearance of Constantine is in Alan Moore's Swamp Thing.
We're actually going to make another So You Wanna Be, like how we did Master Chief. You know what I'm talking about, right? We made Master Chief. I'm thinking we should do Etrigan next.
Etrigan is badass.
What do you think, Etrigan or Constantine next?
We can do both.
No,
Constantine is like a mystic. Constantine would be like a warlock in his D&D.
Alright, let's
like a sorcerer.
Let's scrap the right now let's scrap how to make Swamp Thing in Starfinder. Yeah. Let's talk about how would you make Etrigan in Starfinder. Oh, okay.
I mean, we can make a whole video of that.
For right now, does Etrigan makes more sense in Starfinder or in like Pathfinder Dungeons and Dragons?
D&D.
All right. What class would you give what level is Etrigan? I'm going to say Superman is maybe level 20 plus 10 prestige ranks.
That's not fair.
Okay. No.
We're getting Superman first.
We're getting this.
Superman is the cap.
Yes, Superman is the cap.
Superman.
That's what I'm saying. Superman is the cap. The reason why he's the cap is because when he fights, it shakes the gates of heaven. God damn it! He's held tectonic plates together. He's punched so hard it's fucked up time.
He's gotten beat up by a guy in a zoot suit.
Shut up. Superman is the cap. So if Superman's the cap, and let's say, let's say. I want to say what 6 pack from Section 8, or like the Dick Grayson Robin starting out is level 1. What level? I'm giving you a scale.
Well, Etrigan is he's a rhyming demon of hell.
Yeah.
First one, so he's the highest rank of demon in hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I would probably say. Not Superman strength, but Justice League strength.
So maybe level. I'm gonna say honestly, 10. Batman's probably level 10. Because I mean, he's good, but he has limits.
Well, I think that we should make a whole video of this. We can make it into a series.
Yeah, well, we already kind of have it. So our next So You Want to Be. Do you want to write this down? Our next So You Want to Be should probably be D&D Etrigan.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. You want to? We'll both do it.
Also, with Swamp Thing, last thing on Swamp Thing, DC is coming out with a streaming app.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they're piggybacking on everyone. Disney's going to have a streaming app. I mean, obviously, you've got your Netflix and Hulu. That's why they're doing it.
I like Netflix.
I like Netflix. But Disney is pulling all of their stuff from... they're pulling everything from Netflix. The Marvel Universe, Disney movies, and they're making their own streaming app.
Good.
And that's why DC is like, hey. And they're doing the new season of Young Justice.
But you know what they're also doing? Titans, and it looks awful.
Oh, no.
Have you seen the trailer to it?
No, I haven't.
So one of the scenes is like, it looks like... Okay, the scene, it looks like, you know how like they'll like, how on YouTube, where they'll have like those fan-made movies that look really good, but you still know it's a fan-made movie? The lighting just a little bit off, the costume just a little bit not there. It looks like this is a realistic fan-made movie. I'd like to watch this. Yeah. But then you see, wait, that's actually the official DC logo. Wait a minute. I'm gonna watch it, and then you'll see it, and the whole big line is Nightwing doing like a backflip on a car, this really awkward pose, and like he's like, this cop's like, where's Batman? And then the Nightwing looks at the camera, Rob looks at the camera, fuck Batman.
Oh my god!
And it's the worst thing because like,
it almost want to be like, it's like, does your mother know you're out this late?
They zoom in on his face and they try to make it look all dramatic, like. He said a real non-Christian curse word.
All right.
Oh man, he's banned from this Minecraft server.
Yeah, dude, it's done.
So why don't we talk about any other like TV shows we're watching right now? Are you watching any TV shows right now?
Yeah, what are you watching except for Fat Man Sleep?
Well, I mean, if we're saying Fat Man Sleep is off, no. I was watching Xena for a while, but they took that off because I already binge watched all of all the Hercules that I made just an ass of myself in front of Kevin Sorbo. Sort of looked at me and said, "Cool."
What? No, what? Tell us about this.
So I met Kevin Sorbo at Comic-Con. The lady in front of me asked the question I wanted to ask. She's like, "Hey, are you and the guy who played Yola still friends?" And I was like, "God damn, that was my only question." And so I met Kevin Sorbo, just watched all of Hercules, and I was like, "I just watched all of Hercules." And Kevin Sorbo was like he was a cool guy, but he's like, "Okay, cool." Like, he was really a cool guy, but I was like, damn. He was looking like an ass for Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, man.
Well, we're talking about Comic-Con.
That's why you just don't let people go in front of you in lines of Comic-Con so you can just ask your question, unless you're a dick like Stan Lee.
I was about to say, do we want to tell a story about Lance versus Stan Lee at Comic-Con?
I hate Stan Lee so much. He's a piece of shit and I hate him. But yeah, tell the story, and I'll just sort of hum angrily here.
This was the first year of, by the way, Salt Lake Comic-Con. Fuck you, San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You're the reasons why we have to name it Fan X.
But anyway, Salt Lake Comic-Con, first year, Stan Lee was there. Lance got up and was the first, one of the first people to ask Stan Lee a question.
I was the first one.
And he's like, "All right, who would win in a fight? The Hulk or Thor?" And Stan Lee was just like, "You know what, Lance? Fuck you."
These are made-up characters?
Those are made-up characters. This is real life. That's a comic book.
What do you think?
Who the fuck cares who wins?
Obviously, I'm asking a question about made-up characters, you fuck. What do you think I'm at? Yeah, I saw Thor at the Winco yesterday, and he gave me 5 pounds of fried rice and tried to lift his hammer, but I fucking couldn't. And the manager asked me to leave because I was lifting the bread trays down there.
I know it does sound like we're talking shit on Comic-Con.
Nah, fuck him,
but Comic-Con is next week, September 6th through 8th. Evan and I will be there.
Hopefully Lance will be there.
We'll probably do a vlog for one of the days. We'll probably tweet some stuff. Lance might be there.
Yeah, I got some bullshit I gotta deal with.
But
if I can make it,
watch our Twitter. We'll tweet some about it. We'll maybe put out a couple of videos on it.
And if you're watching this, after September 7, 2018,
then watch the videos that we made.
I was there, or I wasn't there.
Or we had an incentive, we'll say.
I'm probably going to be there just because.
We drew a smiley face on a piece of paper, and there's Lance.
Yeah.
We sure love this.
Maybe you should find your shirt that I could pay good money for.
I will find it.
Good. And I'll wash the spaghetti stains off of mine.
Yeah. I don't have to swear mine, because...
Yeah, you're a good boy. But, aside from Stan Lee being a dick, and I hate him, that makes me so mad. Obviously, they're made-up characters. I didn't ask you because I asked you because you would probably... Holy shit. Anyway, let's get on to this subject.
Alright.
Cyberpunk looks great.
Went straight into that.
I don't want to think about this anymore.
Yeah. So as far as... video games.
Yeah, look pretty drab.
There are a lot more like sci-fi games that are coming out. Starfield for that Bethesda's making is probably going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's going to be their big because they do a post-apocalyptic one, which is Fallout. They do their Sword and Sorcery Fantasy one,
Elder Scrolls,
and then Starfield seems like it's going to be the Starfinder of video games, which hasn't really existed too much. I mean, there is Cyberpunk that's awesome, but it's not out
Cyberpunk
yet.
2077.
Yeah, except for their trailer.
We're missing the best sci-fi game ever, Mass Effect Andromeda.
I never played that. I wasn't a fan of Mass Effect after Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
Pretty. I mean, besides the bullshit ending of 3 where it's like, pick your 3 Instagram filter endings, it was a really good game trilogy, but...
That's actually what turned me off to them.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. They messed up so bad. They messed up so bad that Weird Al got mad and had to make a video about him screaming at
Speaking of Weird Al, he just barely got his star on the Walk of Fame.
Oh, good for him.
It's been this long, and I don't know how he didn't have a star on the Walk of Fame.
Speaking of the Walk of Fame, you bastards ruined
Oh, my God.
You bastards ruined
Let's move on.
You can't stop Trump.
You cucks! How dare you?
I'm going to LA with my sledgehammer.
How dare you? It was his star before he was president, and he's done a lot of great work.
like I know, like at least the week
How
after
dare
that,
you.
they had like people like patrolling the Walk of Fame,
What, are
like
you happy?
standing by his goddamn star.
Do you like what happened to his star? That was just random vandalism. How is that okay? Just
I'm
random.
in favor of that random.
How? Okay, so we're just going to sanction random acts of crime and violence against people we just happen to not like?
Yes.
Alright, I'm into it. As long as you can agree to it, okay, I understand. You're sticking to your morals, that's a good thing.
Alright. So, anything else you guys want to talk about before we end it?
I want to talk about Benghazi now. I think that about covers it.
So,
We're
anyway,
trying to keep this light, I guess.
Look up some of our past videos. Look at our Twitter. Tweet us. Watch out for our Comic-Con stuff.
Oh, actually, I do
Our
want to...
Salt Lake Planet stuff. No, what did you say?
No, I was going to rant about Star
Alright,
Wars. We'll do that next time.
Alright, well, again, my name is Lance. We've got...
Really?
We've got Nate over here. Evan.
Ayo.
Chris Dumptruck wasn't able to join us, but I guess...
He was off getting hacked.
Oh, no.
Is that where we end?